Hello, video toy time again. You know, the people that think these up are pretty amazing. I mean, it's one thing that it blinks when I blink, right? Well, watch what happens when I wink. There's with one eye, there's with the other. I mean, come on. What kind of craziness is that? Okay. This is the first journal from March 19th, 2011. The Mayan day was 11 Earth. And we're going to do a little talking to the hand on fear here, or we're going to let it talk to the hand. It's called Take Your Power Back, Pierce the Fragile Matrix of Fear. Not that I remember a bit of what came through here, but let's both get into it together. Oh, Japan has had a terrible earthquake. Many who would like to serve in the rescue effort hold back due to the radiation leaked and vented by the damaged nuclear power plants. Thus is the hardship of the people there intensified. The whole world is stirred up. Unrest rises to the surface instead of staying beneath it, as is the usual case. In the Middle East, there is unrest as never before. And people wonder just who and what is fomenting it, funding it, and what do they hope to gain. People just don't trust anymore that things are what appears on the surface. And overall, I would say that this is good. It is very good. We are not so naive as we have been these last centuries, led about by the nose without even knowing it. We were just sheeple in the controlled herds of the Illuminati. We have learned that things are even deeper than that. For even the Illuminati puppet masters, though they won't admit it, are puppets as well. They too answer to shadowy figures above or behind them. Oh my, what a play we have going here. I speak to the unrest of the whole world as I feel it this day. I speak peace to it. Capital P. I say, people, be aware. Be self-aware this and every day, every moment of life. Let's bring the fullness of self to it. Capital S. No more being sheepled along by the bad guys in any guise. Furthermore, not even sheepled along by the good ones. But more of that later. For now, I still speak to the massive unease that I feel. Can you sense it there? Be in the solar plexus area. Do you feel the tension? That's the key to it. If you settle into it, without leaving your station in heart, it will speak to you, tell you much. Well, I speak to it on this lovely cloudy morning, and to all of the people who are feeling it, I say, wake up, people! Don't be led to feed this dark energy unconsciously anymore. Pull out of it. It's as simple as that, if you want it to be. Remember, you are the king, the queen of your own personal realm. You get to choose. What I am saying here is, take your power back. Recognize where you've given it away and take it back unto you. Don't let your energy be diffused and used this way. None compels. It just takes waking up and coming more into self, into present space, into this moment. Become self-aware. Though the Illuminati, which is just a word that I use to represent all the bad guys that are running the show, okay? Though the Illuminati and their henchmen and all of the crews working for them are going down, and they know it, The ugliness of their energy is such that they go down fighting. Well, so be it. That's their choice. Did they cause the quake in Japan or in Christchurch? Perhaps. But more likely not is how I read it. Nonetheless, and hear me on this, it doesn't matter. Let's stop feeding them such power that every awful thing that happens is attributed to their seeming limitless Superman power. That's a wrong apprehension, and that acts to minimize us, the rest of us. By doing this, by thinking that each and every earthquake or massive storm is their doing, we give our power away. In this, we bow down to them, quaking in fear. Is that your intent? I thought not. Well then, let's get a handle on this. Pull your power back into the divinity within. You and I, we are all an atom in the body of God, my friends. And that's no small potatoes. Don't give such power away like this. Let's all take it back. Peaceful non-compliance. Sure, they're terrible. I hear you out there. And I say, so what? Hear this. So what? Come on then, stand up and be counted. Counted for the light that you are within. Bring it out. Let it shine. How to do this? Well, first things first, of course, and you guessed it, enter heart. You see, if everyone would even just do this one simple thing, by placing their focus, their attention on the chest, all the fear would be put in its place. You would be perceiving the fear instead of from within it, from the safe perch on your throne in your own kingdom of heart. People, dear people, let's come together and realize whatever we see in the quote-unquote outside world, that's a reflection of what is within us, each one of us. We are responsible for that. All finger pointing stops when you enter your heart. Try it. Check it out. See if you don't find that it's so. There's no blame in here, not of anyone for anything. Here, we take responsibility. Not in an external way, but by knowing we did that, whatever it is, we just know. The knowing's within, and mind cannot understand it. Don't even try. It's not worth the time to explain. Go within, then you'll just know. Simply don't listen to mind. When looked at from the 3D surface show that goes on, things look so terrible. The human being seems like an ant, with about as much power as the ant to stop the juggernaut that is the world's scene. Well, that's the illusion. I'm sure you'll be glad to know. It has a certain superficial reality. Sure, it's a valid perspective, but not one that's empowering to engage completely in. Let's rise up a bit, shall we? You see, once we get caught in the net of the frequency spread by this worldwide fear blanket, we get cut off from source. Don't you see that's the purpose of it? On some level, at least in part, I'm sure that it is. We're very powerful, but not when we're trapped within fear. And though some make out that it's such a challenge to leave fear behind, it's really not that difficult. Move into your chest. Take a minute to do that. Get thoroughly in there. Pull up your chair there. Deep breath or two. Now, sense the difference. Check it out. Feel the heart energy. Lock on to that. Anchor into it. And now, let's go exploring from here. Remember, here is always with you. Whatever, quote unquote, there you visit, it still contains the here. Do you see the here in the word there? What a hint we've been left. Clearly, here and there are just one. Furthermore, look at this. Some fear entering the void. They don't want to enter the emptiness, the nowhere of that. Well, in nowhere is also found now here. Do you see? Just insert a space after the W. We go from nowhere to now here. It's just one. And even on the next level down in that word, nowhere, we find another such gift. Yes, it does say no where, but in that where is also here. Do take note of these things. They have power, perhaps unrecognized until now. It works on subliminal or subconscious levels. Language is used against us, my friends. There is more power in it than perhaps you allow or recognize just yet. Nonetheless, it is there. More waking up to be done. We'll find it's infinite, this waking up, and that's my suspicion. There are endless goodies lying around waiting to be discovered. That's what I've found. Oh, what a grand time we can have if we choose it. None compels. So, in closing, parenthetically, I think, for I seldom know, let me again suggest we pull out the miasma of fear that's wrapped around the planet just now. Let's stop feeding that particular monster. It won't exist without being fed. That's right. It requires you and me plugging into it, feeding it our sacred energy. Just below conscious awareness, that's where it hides, and it's empowered when it is hidden. Well, now it's been seen. In the seeing is the doing. It has now been castrated, if that is your choice. We have all become automatons, robots to some extent. We, or our responses, have been mechanized in too many ways to get into naming. But that's how we're controlled. Well, such controls don't work anymore once they are spotted. Remember, the seeing is the power. And now you've seen. You can no longer be hooked and pulled along like this unless you choose to be. Now that you've spotted, you've seen the energy at work. So, everyone, place a bit more awareness there in the solar plexus region. Get to knowing when it is tense. That tension is really a signal that something needs attending to. Something is not quite right. That's a sign, maybe, that your energy has been tapped. It's flowing out of you into something you won't likely approve of. Yet, you're empowered to stop it. Yeah, you guessed it. Enter your heart. Hunker down in there. Don't leave for anything. Remember, heart is the center of it all. All can be explored from the throne in your kingdom of heart. Be empowered. Take command. Now that's the end of the journal, but I was reminded of something as I was reading about the solar plexus there. Barbara Marciniak's work is pretty good, speaking for the Pleiadians, or Pleiadians Plus, the group who speaks through her. And one of the things that they have said is that we have a brain in the gut every bit as powerful as the brain in the head. And they suggest that we spend more time, more focus, more attention in the gut area. It's one of the things that we've run away from in our cowering, in fear, that we've been programmed into, that thank God we're all stepping up and out of it now. All right. See you later.